Also new now at 5, Birmingham police asking for your help to find whoever shot and killed this young woman, Mia Nixon, back in January. Investigators say her family is hurting and pushing for justice in her case.
Our Tristan Rupert is live at 5 and on your side talking with investigators about this case. Tristan, what can you tell us?
Police believe Mia Nixon was targeted, actually, and they say community help could be critical in them solving this case. I spoke with Birmingham police officer Truman Fitzgerald earlier today. He says detectives have looked into every single lead they could really concerning this case, and that a tip from the community could be critical in really cracking it wide open. Now, Officer Fitzgerald says Nixon was beloved, talented, and really excelling in the hair and nail field. He says Birmingham police won't stop searching for the person responsible for her death and stresses no matter the information, you need to come forward if you know something.
For some, the place they feel most secure becomes the site of their last breath. Not on a distant street or in a recognized place of danger, but right where they live, just outside the door. It's a violation of peace no one anticipates. Consider your own space, your neighborhood, the quiet hours before the day begins. Could lethal violence arrive there without warning? How prepared could anyone be for that sudden, final moment on their own property? It's an unsettling reality that touches the deepest sense of safety. In Birmingham, Alabama, that unsettling reality became tragedy. In the quiet hours of one January morning in 2024, outside a family residence in East Birmingham, a young woman's life was violently taken.
I felt like a Spanish, like a Puerto Rican in this hair. I felt Puerto Rican. Y'all know I love me some Puerto Rican. I felt Puerto Rican in this. Rican. Ooh. Beady, beady, beady.
And told him bring his hood back from the ghetto. And my bitch super bougie and the kickback is stilettos. Ain't fuck with me back then, but when she see me, she say hello.
Mia Nixon, just 21, was shot and killed. It happened on her doorstep. Why did a quiet early morning suddenly turn into a final moment just outside her own front door? This single act of violence wasn't an isolated incident. It would soon connect to a series of other killings across the city. The story of Mia Nixon's murder leads down a path revealing accusations of an alleged pattern of disturbing brutality on a scale that impacts an entire community. This wasn't just a single act of violence. This was a final moment on her doorstep. Stay with us to understand how one young life became part of a much larger, disturbing picture and the crucial lessons contained within this story.
Welcome to Viral True Crime Stories, where we bring you the most compelling and heartbreaking true crime cases. Every story we share is based on real events that deserve to be heard. Kindly support us by subscribing to our channel and hitting the notification bell icon so you never miss an important story.
This story takes us to Birmingham, Alabama, often called the Magic City, holds a significant place in American history, particularly for its role in the civil rights movement, which is powerfully commemorated at the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute and the nearby 16th Street Baptist Church. However, like many major cities, Birmingham faces challenges notably concerning its crime rate. In 2024, the city recorded 159 homicides, representing a high number for the city's population and exceeding previous recent years. While there have been efforts and reported decreases in homicides in early 2025 compared to the same period in 2024, violent crime remains a significant concern for the community and city leadership. Mia Nixon was just 21 years old, full of promise. Those who knew her described a young woman who was genuinely beloved, someone extremely popular. She wasn't just waiting for life to happen. She was actively building it, pursuing her talent and dedication in the hair and nail industry. She was creating her place in the world. Her world, her sense of home, was in the Oak Ridge Park area of East Birmingham, a residential area like many others, where families lived their lives, where quiet mornings were expected. It was outside her family's residence on the 800 block of Crest Green Turn that the ordinary peace of January 10, 2024, was about to be violently broken. The time was approximately 1:45 a.m., a time when most lives are still and safe indoors. The stillness shattered. Reports of a person shot brought Birmingham police officers from the East Precinct racing to the scene. They arrived to find the unthinkable, Mia Nixon unresponsive, just outside the home that should have been her sanctuary. First responders with Birmingham Fire and Rescue Service were there quickly, but despite their immediate attention, There was nothing they could do. Mia was pronounced dead right there. The individuals responsible for this act were gone, having fled the area immediately after the shooting. Inside the house, family members were present during the attack. Miraculously, they were unharmed. The loss was immediate and profound, sending grief and shock through everyone who knew Mia. The fact that it happened outside her home, in the dead of night, raised immediate, difficult questions. Suspects had vanished, but family members survived inside. It suggested this wasn't random, not simply chaos spilling over. It hinted this was deliberate. But why? Why Mia, and why did violence arrive on her doorstep in those quiet, vulnerable hours? That crucial question remained, hanging heavy in the air. Unpacking a complex reality. The calendar turned to December 2nd, 2023, and Mia took to social media, commemorating a personal milestone, 1 year since she cheated death.
Okay, this is story time about how I got shot over there. So I was talking to this boy. We was talking for like a couple months over there. So he used to always be in my car, like ride around in my car. We used to always be together, riding around, stuff like that. So this day he told me to follow this dude so he can buy some pills. So we followed the dude so he could buy the pills, so we get done buying the pills. It's me, him, and his homeboy in the car. So soon as we like get to the red light, we was at the red light, like all we had to do was just turn around and boom, you at the red light from where we was. So we get to the red light. He trying to put the location in my phone so we can go to where we was finna go. So it was shooting, but me, I didn't think that they was like shooting like at us, because while they were shooting, they were driving up. So when they were far back, it just sounded like it was somewhere else. So when the bullets started coming through the car, that's when when the bullets started coming through the car, I hit the gas, but one of the bullets hit me. It went from the back of my head, through my ear, and across my face. So that, like, I heard a loud pop, and then, like, you know, the ringing that you hear in your ear, that's what I heard. Like, my ear just started ringing real loud, and I just blacked out. So once I blacked out, I crashed into a tree. So when I hit the tree, I went like this, like, that's what woke, like, kind of came, let me come back to conscious. So I woke up, and instantly I just opened the door, and then his homeboy that was in the back seat, he jumped out, and I got out, but I instantly fell to the ground. And he was like, "Mia, get up," and I couldn't get up. Like, I don't know how long I was on the ground. Like, I just was unconscious. So that's when I just hop up. So when I hop up, I open the back door, and I laid in the back seat for like 2 seconds, but then I remembered that he was in my front seat. So I jump up, and I'm looking for my phone. I'm just looking for my phone. So I find his phone, and I'm screaming his name. I'm like, I can't say his name, but you know, like, I'm just screaming his name. I'm like, "What's your password? What's your password? I gotta call the police." I'm like, "What's your password? What's your password?" Once, like, I kept calling him, and I was trying to, like, just make sure that I was okay. So, like, that's when I'm just screaming his name. I knew, like, once he wasn't answering me, he was gone. So, like, the people from across the street, it was a store across the street, like, the people from across the street, they come over. So I'm screaming our names. I'm just trying to let them know who he was. I'm just screaming our names. I'm like, "Please just call my mama. Please, like, just call mama." And I'm going to do a part 2 on what else had happened that night. So
The previous year, on December 2nd, 2022, her life hung in the balance after her car was riddled with bullets while she sat inside. A single shot, entering her right ear and passing through her eyes, was intended to end it all, but Mia survived. The streets, however, had their own narrative, speculating that her dangerous lifestyle had finally caught up to her. Adding another layer to the mystery, just 3 months prior to that violent day, she'd been arrested on drug trafficking charges and managed to post a hefty $40,000 bond. This raises an immediate, pressing question. Who were her associates? Who was she working for? It's natural to question what lay beneath the surface for Mia. The public saw a beautician, a regular person trying to get by. But clearly, there was a deeper, more perilous side to her existence. Don't worry, the reasons behind these trials, the secrets she held, will be revealed. As officers worked to understand the violence that claimed Mia Nixon's life on her doorstep, one name began to surface in their investigation: Damen McDaniel III. At 22 years old when Mia was killed, residing in the nearby community of Fairfield, he would eventually be the individual charged with her murder. But this accusation wasn't his first encounter with serious violent crime. Years before that January morning tragedy, in October 2019, McDaniel was involved in a shooting incident at Fairfield High School. That event led to a legal process culminating in April 2023, when he pleaded guilty to 2 counts of attempted murder. He received a 15-year prison sentence for those crimes, though initial terms meant he was to serve only a minimum of 2 years incarcerated, followed by a period of probation. A track record of violent behavior was already part of his record. Even while on probation, reports indicate McDaniel allegedly showed a clear defiance of the terms set for his release. Information suggests he posted images online displaying a handgun and associated with individuals who had been convicted of crimes. This alleged disregard had a consequence. In December 2024, just weeks before Mia Nickson's death, his probation was officially canceled. He was ordered back into state custody to serve the remainder of his sentence. It is noted that his father also had a history with the legal system, including serving time in federal prison and alleged past connections to a gang, facing charges in an earlier fatal shooting. This background offers a glimpse into the environment McDaniel grew up in, but it doesn't justify or fully explain the actions he is alleged to have committed. With a history that included attempted murder and a violation of probation that sent him back to custody just before Mia's death, some might already see a troubling pattern. But the accusations against Damen McDaniel III did not stop there. As police continued their investigations, a far more extensive picture began to emerge, connecting him to a scale of alleged violence across Birmingham that went significantly beyond Mia's case or his previous conviction. It raised the chilling possibility that Mia's murder wasn't an isolated act tied only to her, but rather part of something much larger and more disturbing, connected to a string of alleged killings gripping the city. Charging Damen McDaniel III with Mia Nickson's intentional murder was just one part of a quickly expanding list of serious accusations against him. As investigators followed leads, authorities reportedly came to believe his violent actions extended far beyond that single tragic morning on Crest Green turn.
I don't even say bye no more. I be like, mwah, no boss.
Several months before Mia was killed, in July 2023, violence struck at a place considered a community safe haven, Fire Station 9 in Birmingham. Firefighter Jordan Melton was shot and killed there while on duty. Sergeant Jamal Jones was also shot during the same incident. McDaniel was charged with capital murder for the killing of firefighter Melton, a first responder, and attempted murder for the shooting of Sergeant Jones. Reports related to the firefighter's death introduced a deeply troubling potential motive. It's alleged that firefighter Melton was scheduled to testify in another murder case involving Larry Rollins Jr., who was identified as a co-defendant of McDaniel in yet another murder, the death of Jamarcus McIntyre. This suggests the possibility of alleged actions taken specifically to prevent testimony. The accusations continued to mount, outlining a disturbing pattern. McDaniel was also accused of murder for hire in the April 2024 death of UPS driver Anthony Lamar Love Jr. In that case, Charles Nance is named as a co-defendant. The involvement of another individual suggests the potential for McDaniel being part of a wider network involved in these alleged acts. But the sheer volume of violent crime allegedly connected to McDaniel is what truly painted a chilling picture. Authorities have reportedly linked him to numerous other homicides and mass shootings across Birmingham throughout 2024, including incidents at the Hush nightclub in September and the Trendsetters Lounge in July. When accounting for all the accusations, the total number of murders he is allegedly responsible for reaches a staggering 14. The scale of these allegations has led some reports to use the term potential spree killer to describe the claims against him. This wave of alleged violence attributed to one person created intense fear and concern throughout Birmingham. The initial, perplexing question of why lethal violence arrived at Mia Nickson's doorstep now sits within this horrifying context of widespread alleged killings. Given this alleged pattern of violence, how does Mia's murder specifically fit in? Was she a deliberate target within this vast series of alleged acts? And if so, for what reason? As the legal process for these numerous, serious charges begins, presenting and proving such a complex network of alleged crimes represents a monumental challenge, and the full picture of how each alleged act connects remains under scrutiny. The investigation into Mia Nickson's murder eventually led to the charge against Damen McDaniel III. While specific evidence details linking him directly to her death aren't fully public, police had appealed for community help early in the investigation, suggesting information from residents likely played a crucial part in bringing that charge forward. The legal path ahead for McDaniel is complex and involves far more than the charge for Mia Nickson's death. His case encompasses the extensive list of other serious violent crimes he is accused of committing across Birmingham, requiring a multifaceted legal process to address each allegation. In January 2025, when formally arraigned on the homicide-related charges, McDaniel entered a plea of not guilty as a standard legal practice. However, amidst the grave accusations detailing alleged brutality on a wide scale, his attorney reportedly described him publicly as a very gentle, kind person, a characterization that stands in sharp contrast to the nature of the alleged acts. The legal consequences sought in this case are significant. The state has indicated it is seeking the death penalty, underscoring the severity of how these alleged crimes are being prosecuted. Adding to the legal challenges, McDaniel's request in February 2025 to be transferred from state prison to a location closer to his legal team, intended to assist with his defense preparation, was denied. For the community of Birmingham, the events allegedly linked to McDaniel have added to the city's difficult history with violent crime. Mayor Randall Woodfin publicly acknowledged the work of the Birmingham Police Department in bringing charges in these cases, recognizing the deep impact such acts have on the lives of residents and the immense task law enforcement faces in confronting violence. The pursuit of accountability for Mia Nixon and for all the other individuals allegedly connected to Damen McDaniel III remains an ongoing legal process. Charges have been filed, but the trials, the presentation of evidence, and potential appeals are still to come. The tragic loss of Mia Nixon remains a source of immense pain for her family and adds to the collective grief felt by other families affected by the wave of alleged violence. As the legal system proceeds through its complex path, the community continues to watch and wait, hoping that the pursuit of justice will eventually bring some measure of resolution and allow for healing from the devastating impact of these crimes. Raising awareness about the reality of violent crime is crucial, and sharing this video helps shed light on these difficult events and highlights the importance of safety within our communities. Kindly take a moment to like and share this video with others. And as you consider Mia's story and the unsettling pattern of alleged violence, think about this. What role can individuals and communities play in confronting and working to prevent such patterns of violence from ever happening?
I just flipped the switch. Don't go out with your friend. Post me on Instagram. Tell the world I'm your man. Tell the world I'm your friend.
The case of Mia Nixon offers a difficult look at the reality of violence and its profound impact on lives and communities. To stay informed about these important stories, gaining deeper insight into how events like these unfold, and the complex pursuit of accountability, be sure to subscribe to this channel right now before you click away. Thanks for watching and sharing. Till next time, stay safe.